inequalities, all numbers that are, okay? So whenever you hear inequalities, you have to say all numbers that are. Mathematics brings to the table this process, all right? Perception of the real, you are seeing, you are hearing, you are smelling, you are tasting, you are feeling, you are intuiting, all right? And then you are thinking qualitatively and quantitatively, okay? And what happens now, you want to communicate what you perceive, all right? So qualitatively, you'll use words, okay? But quantitatively now, you'll translate those words to mathematical symbols, all right? So for example, you may perceive some books. So qualitatively, you may say, well, there are different colored books, such as green, blue, red, yellow, violet, and orange. But quantitatively now, you might be comparing. Okay, you might say that there are two sets of books. One set has less books than the other. Now, this is words. These are words that you are using in your mind, okay? Now, you want to communicate it in a written form, and then you might translate a set A has 3 books, you might call that X. A set B has 6 books, you can call that Y, and you can say X is less than Y, okay? So set A has less books than set Y, but symbolically, you might just write X less than Y. So in mathematics, you will see that a lot, X less than Y, Y more than something, and so forth. But X and Y represent something, a potential real something, or no, in reality. And here X means a set of 3 books, and Y means a set of 6 books. So X less than Y means set X is less than set Y. All right. Now, symbols that you may see, for example, you may see the symbol and you may say number 5. You may see the symbol and you'll say the equal sign, okay? Now you will see these 4 symbols now. These 4 symbols are called inequality signs with a less than part and a greater than part and an equal part also, okay? So please don't call that the less than sign or the more than sign. Call it the inequality sign, okay, which has a greater than part and a less than part. All right. So the opening is called greater than, and the less than, the point is called less than. Okay. So the word for the opening symbol is greater than. So it's not the sign that is greater than, neither less than. It is the part that is open that is called greater than. Please remember that. And the point is called less than. Okay. And when you are reading the symbol, always start with the letter X. So if X is involved, always start reading it by saying X is. Okay. Or all the numbers that are. Okay, so you can say X is, or you can say all the numbers that are. So if you are starting from the point, then you'll say less than. The word for the point is less than. Always start by reading saying X is. So the less than now is the point, okay, not the sign itself. Okay, so don't say less than sign or greater than sign, say inequality sign. All right, please bear that in mind. We all know about the equal sign, so we can bypass this. All right. Again, it reads the inequality sign. The inequality and inequality in mathematics, a statement of an order, direction relationship of greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, between 2 numbers or algebraic expressions. Okay, so here you have the sign. The opening is called greater than, and the point is called less than. The point is called less than, the opening is called greater than. Yes?
I get a problem, Hussein. Can I email it to you because I have to in the next class?
Okay, well, email it to me. So now, always try to begin reading from the letter X. And instead of saying X, you can also say all the numbers that are. Okay, always bear that in mind. When you start with the X, you made the opening, you must say greater than. When you start with the X and you made the point, you should and you must say less than. All right? All the numbers that are. Okay? So you can say all the numbers that are. The opening, you say greater than. All the numbers that are, you made the point, you say less than. So it doesn't matter in which direction the R, it's an arrowhead. It doesn't matter in which direction it is pointing. It is the opening that is called greater than, and it is the point that is called less than, not the sign itself. The sign is an inequality sign. Please bear that in mind. It can even face down and up. So if you're facing down, the opening is called greater than, the point is called less than. It is facing diagonally, the opening is called greater than, the point is called less than. The point is called less than, the opening is called greater than. So the reason why I'm emphasizing that, because historically I've heard not only students, I've heard teachers in books, I saw it in books, in YouTube videos, they will tell you the greater than sign and the less than sign. And I think this is misleading. It's not the sign that is greater than, neither less than. It is the opening that is called greater than, and the point is called less than. Okay, because if you start in reading from the X, according to where it is pointing, and according to what you meet, that's what you say. You say greater than if you made the opening, you say less than if you made the point. Okay, it all depends on where the X is. Greater than, less than. Okay? Again, it all depends on where the X is. The point is called less than, the opening is called greater than. Okay? So you always start reading from the X. It's always wise to start reading from the X, and you can see all the numbers that are. Again, the point is called less than, the opening is called greater than. Always try to start reading from the letter X. You can also start by saying all the numbers that are. Okay? So take, for example, you see this. What do you see? X is greater than 5. That's what you see. All the numbers that are greater than 5. X is greater than 5. Example, 5.3, 6, 7.5, 8. Again, when you see this, you see how it is pointing in the same direction. All right, the arrowhead is pointing in the same direction. Take a look at it. All right. But if you reading from the X, remember we see the rule is always start reading from the X, and you can see all the numbers that are. So if you start reading from the X, all the numbers that are, and it's the point you meet. So you're going to say all the numbers that are less than 8. And even though it is pointing in the same direction, here you start from the X saying all the numbers that are greater than 5, all the numbers that are less than 8, and it is the same inequality sign pointing in the same direction, but you're saying two different things. You're saying greater than and you're saying less than. So that is the reason why I'm stressing it is not the greater than sign, neither the less than sign. It is the opening that is called greater than, and the point is called less than. Always start reading from the X. All the numbers that are less than 8, X is less than 8. Numbers like 7.9, 6, 1, -8, right? All the numbers that are less than 8. Another situation I normally confuse students, you may see that, okay? And you may wonder what to say when you see that. You might halt and you might say, but what do I see? If you start reading from the X, just focus on the X, and you can go from left, either left or right. It doesn't matter which direction you go first, but most time it's good to start reading, start with the smaller number. So you see all the numbers that are between 10 and 18 exclusively. X is greater than 10, because when you start with X and you go in that direction, you see the greater than part. X is greater than 10, and x is less than 18. Okay, x is greater than 10, x is less than 18. Okay, when you come here, all right, you see the x, you see x is greater than or equal to 8. Okay, all right, all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 8. So always start reading from the x, okay, from the letter x. Again, this is to stress the fact that the opening is called greater than and the point is called less than. Always try to start reading from the letter x. You can also start by saying all the numbers that are. So if you see a situation like that, x is greater than or equal to 12. All the numbers that are greater than or equal to 12, starting with 12, 13, and so forth. Again, you may see that. You will say x is greater than or equal to negative 15. X is less than or equal to 21. All the numbers that are between minus 15 and 21. Okay, numbers like negative 12, 0, 1, 8, and so forth. Here, x is greater than or equal to 2. All the numbers that are greater than or equal to 2. Okay, whenever you see this symbol, the inequality sign, bear that in mind. So here we are going to apply this now to assignment 6, okay, starting in number 1.